So, a lot of you guys have been commenting and asking me, hey, I want a wheelie, how do I do it? So I thought, you know what, I'll make a video showing you how to wheelie an MT09. Now, full disclosure, I am not a professional. I don't know how to drop it back, and I'm going to show you what it's like to wheelie in all the different modes, A, standard, B, and I'll even show you what traction control does when you wheelie if you have it on. I'm going to mainly focus on power wheelies and clutch ups. I'm not going to do any weird, like, you know, stand on the back of the seat wheelie or anything, but just power wheelies and clutch ups. I do have another GoPro set up here, and it should kind of show my clutch, so you can see what I'm doing with the clutch. I'll also go over what I'm doing with the clutch, so yeah, cool. I got a dirty phone. Okay, first off, I'm just gonna do a practice startup wheelie in the mode that I'm most comfortable with, which is standard and traction control off in second gear. That's all I'm gonna do. And you want to be going about 20 miles an hour ish, 20 to 30, so that's like 3,000 RPM, and you're just gonna clutch it up. Before anything, let me try to show you what happens when you have traction control on, because I'm gonna leave it off for all my wheelies. I'm just going to show you what it does. So let's see, you gotta come to a stop, or at least on this bike you do. Okay, we're at a stop. Oh, I love this bike. Okay, traction control. We'll put it on 2. Start off on 2. We'll do a power wheelie in 1 and a clutch up in 2 on 2, and then same thing in 1. So power wheelie. Go until you feel the power, and woo, see, it like you give it power, and then it just instantly kills it. It won't come up. I'm not even gonna try clutch up. That's probably gonna hurt. So with traction control 2, the wheel will not come up. And if it does happen to come up in either 1 or 2, it will throw your check engine light, which is why mine is on right now. Let's try 1. Traction control 1, power wheelie. Now, I know you can get it up on 1, and I've done it before, so it does come up on 1 if you just give it power. Let's try a second gear wheelie with traction control 1. I think it will come up. Yep, definitely came up. So you can wheelie with traction control 1 on. Now, if you want a little reassurance that your wheel won't spin or whatever, then yeah, keep traction control 1 on. For me, I like to keep traction control off. That's just personal preference. The main takeaways are traction control 2, no wheelies whatsoever. Traction control 1, you can wheelie, but I've had it kind of mess up a little bit before, so I don't trust it. I keep traction control off. Traction control, I'm taking it off, and I'm gonna try to keep this video kind of short, because I don't think it needs to be a 10-minute video, and I don't want it to be a 10-minute video. So I'm just gonna kind of go through this quickly. Let me show you what the clutch needs to look like. I'm going, and I clutch up. This is what I do. I go just until it like touches my fingers, which I use 2 on the clutch and 2 on the handle, and I just kind of pull in until I feel the touch, and that's all I do. I just go, I'm going, and I clutch up. I don't go like this. There's no little blip. I don't do this. If you pull in the clutch and you're rolling, like say you're in or I'll just show you. We're doing 20, I pull in the clutch, I rev up, and I let out the clutch. It won't go up. We're going. Okay, it kind of came up there, but it's much harder to get it up if you do this. So I'm consistent on throttle. I'm at 3,000 RPM, and I'm consistent, and I just do that, and then just give it more. As soon as you start pulling in the clutch, give it more throttle. Don't coast. Don't pull in the clutch, not give it any throttle. You want to pull in the clutch, give it throttle at the same time, then let out clutch with more throttle, and it'll go right up. That's how I do it. Now, there are multiple ways to pull a wheelie, but like I said, I'm a beginner. I'm just showing you how to get it up. Now that that's out of the way, wheelies in A mode. Here we go. First gear, it will definitely come up in A mode. Power wheelies all day long in A mode. 3,000 RPM, and then just again, 3,000 RPM, we're going, and we just open it. And it wheelies, no problem. If I do a clutch up in second, I'm not gonna do a clutch up in first because I don't trust myself with that much torque. I'm gonna do all my clutch ups in second. A mode, traction control off, 3,000 RPM, 25 miles per hour, and I'm just gonna clutch up in second. Ready? So it goes up. But it's kind of choppy because you're in A mode. I have had problems with A mode, with clutching it up. For some reason right now, it's going up perfectly fine, but usually in A mode, I can't get it to go up, and I don't know why. So I'm not gonna complain, it's working now. I don't know what part of my brain just turned on. Standard mode, standard, which is the mode I like to wheelie in. It's a little bit smoother. Still have all the power, but smooth. First gear, 3,000 RPM, and you can wheelie at 6 or 5, 4, whatever you want, but I'm just using 3. So 3 and power. That was a bad example. Let's do this again. So it goes up in first, clutch up second gear, standard, traction control off, 3,000 RPM, and it goes up really easily. That's the mode I like to use. So I'll do that again, that way you guys can see it. So I'm going 24 miles an hour, 3,000 RPM, standard, traction control off. I'm just gonna pull in like this, and I'm just gonna and there you go. I'm sure you guys probably know this because if you're watching this video, you probably ride a motorcycle. But if you don't know, make sure you always have the back brake covered, so that way if you do go up too high, you can bring it back down. Make sure when you bring a wheelie down, if you can help it, don't slam your forks onto the ground, like just wham. You don't want to do that. You want to, instead of going, like say you go up, you don't want to slam on the back brake and do this. You want to go and you want to slowly take it down. Here, I'll show you. If you do slam it, it's not great on your forks and your fork seals. Now, will it explode? No, you'll probably be okay, but it's better if you don't. So like, you go up and you let it down. You basically want to accelerate on your way down, which is kind of weird. Now let's switch it over to B, that's B. Let's go B. Now B mode is what I call beginner mode or rain mode. You still have plenty of power, but it's much tamer. I know this is what Jixabra used to wheelie his 09 in, so you can wheelie it no problem, but it might be a little bit trickier. So let's see, you can power wheelie there. First gear, power wheelie B mode, traction control off, no problem. Now let's try a clutch up in B mode on second gear. So you can kind of tell there, it doesn't want to, it takes a little bit just to get going, but it still has all the power. So, did it again. You know, I'm starting to realize originally I was creating this video because I was like, well, in some modes, so in general, I know you can wheelie a motorcycle in almost any gear if you do it correctly. I was always having trouble wheeling it in A mode if I tried to clutch it up. Power wheelie, of course, it comes up, it's A mode. But I was having a lot of trouble clutching it up in A mode. I don't know why. In here, it's just like, yeah, we're fixed now. Maybe this video is more like proving that you can wheelie an MT09 in every single mode if you have traction control off. So yeah, I'm going to do some more wheelies, and I'm just gonna, you guys can watch my throttle. This is throttle. You can watch my ditch and see what I'm doing with wheelies. When you ride the bike, you can kind of feel when the power is starting to kick in or it's about to kick in. That's where you want to pause and then clutch up. So you want to go right before the power, which on mine it's at 3,000, about 20 miles an hour ish, if we're in second gear. And then you just basically, when you clutch up, you enter that power band. So instead of clutching up when you're already in the power band, you're clutching up when you're not in the power band, and then you're shoving it into the power band, which gives you an extra boost of power and it makes it come up. Yada yada yada. You already know this. I slammed the forks a little bit on that one, my bad. Do the loop-de-loop and pull, and your shoes are looking cool. I'm going around in a circle. I might fall over because I'm pretty low. Circle. I'm a little dizzy. If you're wanting to do a power wheelie, like you're just scared, go until right before you feel the power. Like there's the power, right? Going, and there's power. Slow down before that. Go until it's kind of steady, whatever. Right as you reach that power, just give it more throttle. That's all you gotta do. And if you're unsure about it, take it slow. Don't do this quickly. If you're learning how to wheelie for the first time, make sure you learn on clutch ups, but don't like pull in the clutch and just rev bomb it and then dump the clutch, because you'll die. Take everything in moderation. If it takes you 2 weeks to learn how to wheelie, do it. If it takes you 3 months to learn how to wheelie, do it, as long as you're being safe. Also, I got new shoes. Maybe you can see I got new shoes. I got protection. I love this bike. It's a wheelie monster. Steady on throttle and clutch up. Shift. Woo. Quick shifter didn't work. Sometimes my quick shifter does not like me. So hopefully that helped. Well, I just had a voice crack. Hopefully that helped you guys kind of solve your problems, or if you hopefully that helped you guys learn how to wheelie. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. I usually respond most of the time. Heck, you can even ask in the comments like Oreos or Nutter Butters, and I'll probably give you an answer. And the answer is obviously depends on the situation. If you have milk, obviously Oreos. Now if it's just a plain cookie, Nutter Butters are pretty good. Or if you have ice cream, Oreos. But that's just personal preference. I don't know. What was I talking about? Pull wheelies, be safe, and yeah, have a good day.